years gone by. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel. Okay, so I asked David if he wanted to come on the show tonight, and he said, fuck yeah, shit's breaking loose. So I guess Israel's over in Syria fucking with Iran and, you know, like taking baby steps toward World War III. So without any further ado, let's get Mr. David F. Townballer added into the call here. Ringy-dingy. Ringy-dingy. There's got to be some kind of mental block thing in that ring that just makes you go stupid until they answer. So, hi, David.
What's up, Jimmy?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good. Good.
How you doing?
Hot. Dude, we didn't see any springtime, man. It went straight from 30 degrees to 90. It was 91 degrees today. I was like, and the humidity's off the fucking hook. Last night, it was like, I mean, it was only in the mid-60s, but if you walked outside, it was like walking into a bowl of soup. So right off I mean, just bloop, right straight into summer. Here we go. Probably going to be like 115 through here in July. Hope not, but that's the way things are looking. So, and the ticks and shit are all just, I mean, everything's right off the bat already. So, how's your day?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Went to physical therapy this morning, got stretched out and everything. And
awesome. Feeling like a new man?
Yeah, I've been going there lately. This is my fourth time to go. So it's, you know, trying to just deal with pain issues.
Awesome. I hope they're doing you justice.
Well, I hope so too. Not going to make anything worse. So it's just going to roll the dice, I guess.
Yeah. So it sounds like World War III's slowly getting underway over in Syria.
Yeah. I don't know if it's World War III yet, but it's fixing to escalate big time.
Well, you dive right in, and I'm going to go over here and grab Lance.
All right.
If I can.
Well, Israel and Syria are Assad's forces, the SAA, and Hezbollah, and some Iranian troops are all going at it at one time right now. And they're pounding. Israel's just pounded Damascus. They said massive airstrikes in right in the middle of Damascus.
Unbelievable, man.
You know, and it goes back to this.
There's nothing left of the town to fucking bomb. I mean, if you look, the only thing that's left is like maybe 100 yards around the palace. Everything else in Damascus is just razed to the ground. It's destroyed.
Israel claims that they're hitting Iranian bases, and they put a statement out a couple minutes ago telling Assad that if you intervene on us getting rid of these Iranian bases, you're going to be next. You know, let me put this together for everybody. You know, when they signed that P5+1 nuclear deal back when Obama was president and Kerry was Secretary of State, Israel was getting ready to attack Iran then. And then once that deal came into place, they shut the door on an Israeli attack.
That was in 2012. And the same shit that Netanyahu said back then with his little fucking bomb graph with his Sharpie marker on it, that was the exact same, not word for word, but it was the exact same propaganda-laced bullshit that he said a couple days ago with his little PowerPoint presentation. I mean, you know, whatever.
The deal with this is that Obama wouldn't greenlight an Israeli attack, of course, because Obama was Muslim. Obama was sympathetic toward the Persians. You know, and so he prevented Israel. He didn't like Israel. Obama wasn't afraid to say he didn't like Israel, and he really didn't like them that much. He worked with the Zionist regime, but he didn't care for Israel itself. He didn't really care for Netanyahu that much. You know, so Netanyahu couldn't ever get through to him, you know, to do this, so they signed this deal. And so, you know, now that Trump's president, Netanyahu scouted Trump out before, you know, he was president and said, hey, if you become president, you know, we'd really appreciate it if you know. He knew that Trump didn't like Iran either.
Right.
And so Netanyahu seeing that he had a good chance with Trump to get this green light that Netanyahu's been wanting since the mid-90s.
He's playing with fire, and he doesn't even know it. His arrogance is going to get a lot of people in his country fucking killed.
And so Netanyahu and Trump worked a deal out. Trump pulled out of the deal, as everybody knows, yesterday, and that was the green light to Israel, because not within an hour after Trump pulled out, Israel struck Syria.
Jesus.
So this is the green light to Israel. Israel's been massing up forces on their Golan Heights over on their northern border, just bringing in tanks, artillery. They're going to go in, and how far they go, who knows? But the deal is that Netanyahu met with Putin today in Moscow, and he was there for the V-Day celebration in Russia. He was invited there by Putin. And it come out, basically, Putin said, go do what you got to do, Netanyahu. I won't stand in your way. Just don't hit any Russian bases, don't hit any Russian targets. Do what you got to do. And so Israel's got the blessing from Putin. Israel's got the blessing from Trump. Nothing's going to stop Israel now. They're going to keep moving. And I personally believe that Putin, at the end of the day, is in on this with Trump and Netanyahu. They want to split this land up. And I think Putin just threw Assad and Iran under the bus. Like a WWE match. All of a sudden, Putin rips off the mask and he's someone else. And he's in cahoots with Netanyahu and Trump on this. He's, you got to wonder, why is America able to go in there and drop bombs with all the S-400s and 300s and this? Never got touched.
After Putin threatened
why is Israel allowed to go in there without impunity?
After Putin threatened him already. He already said anybody crosses the border and we'll shoot you out of the sky.
Yeah. And Putin hasn't done anything. He has stepped aside for Turkey, even after Turkey shot one of his jets down.
They sold him fucking missiles and shit. He just sold him a bunch of weapons. Okay. And we've been talking about this since we started talking about this, dude. All of these fucking people are nothing but puppets. They're doing exactly what the Vatican tells them to do. They're doing exactly what the bankers tell them to do. And they're just playing their cards. It's all a big fucking game. And everybody, mostly everybody, that's listening to the propaganda are like fish on a hook, man. We're going to war again. Here we go. We're going to war again. It's been 10 years. We got to go back to war. Got to sell some fucking stocks. Raytheon's, come on. General Electric needs the money.
This is going to be dangerous because if this starts dragging in Iran even more, they're going to mine the Straits of Hormuz.
Okay, so if Putin's playing Mr. Flip-Flop now, then when the Israelis go into actually cross the border into Iran and start bombing cities, and then who's he going to get? Whose back's he going to get? I mean, if he's jerking off Netanyahu over here and still talking to the Iranian people over here, what's going to happen when the bombs start falling in country?
That's a good question. It came out tonight that basically Netanyahu says, I left that meeting feeling that I had the feeling that I could act without impunity on Iranian bases over in Syria. I'm talking about after he left that meeting, he was getting interviewed. I was watching a clip of it, and basically he was saying, Putin said, go ahead, do what you got to do.
Yeah, 6 more years too. They just reelected his ass. 6 more years, and then he's done. He's got to be done unless he wants to run for Grand Poobah or something. But yeah, 6 more years of President Putin, and then he's got to go. I don't know.
What he usually does is he'll move down to prime minister and take Medvedev's place, and Medvedev will become president.
Yeah, that's the way they did it the last time, wasn't it? Medvedev. Yeah. Okay. So that's
the way they'll do it again.
Musical chairs.
Yeah. Just switch chairs and it's all legal.
Hey man, they did it in China. They just made Xi Jinping. He's God now over in China. He's God China. So
the new emperor over there.
Yep. New emperor. Well, they can't call it an emperor because that's the Japanese culture. It's not.
Yeah, it's something else.
What's up, Lance?
Which is why I voted for Hillary Clinton. We wouldn't be in this mess right now.
I was talking with Bam Bam earlier over at the Weasel Wednesday. We were talking about Trump versus Hillary, and I said the only difference between the two motherfuckers is 12 months because everything that Trump's doing right now, Hillary would have done right off the bat. That's the only fucking difference, man. How's things
What's up, Dave? Evening, Dave.
What's up, Lance?
How's everything over on the coast? Did you get the yard mowed again?
I broke my dad's mower. Damn it.
Shit.
I was mowing his yard, so now mine really needs fixed. And then I got the trailer full of trash, so now I got to take the trash to the dump so I can get the trailer empty so I can take the mower to the guy to get it fixed. I'm fucked right now.
How'd you break the tractor, man? Did you put too many 6-packs on the back end of it when you were mowing?
No. I mean, the grass was a little high, but
did you sharpen the blades?
To be fair, but
Did you sharpen the blades and all that good stuff? I mean,
no, I hadn't done that yet this year, but the belt came off. I smelled something burning. I was like, what's that? I kept mowing, then like 2-3 minutes later, the blade quit spinning.
Oh, yikes.
It's a John Deere rider, so I'll take it down to the guy get it fixed.
Hey, nothing runs like a deer.
That's true.
Okay. You got anything you want to add about the bond market? It's starting to sell off slowly but surely. And
I don't know. Rates are getting better. I mean, the last couple of weeks, they've actually gotten better than what they were. So we'll see. Everybody's still waiting for the shooter drop.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this today, you know, the stories you got, the story you were just talking about. It was on the news briefly, obviously. I mean, Fox would show every single Democrat that said it was a bad deal when Obama signed it and said they shouldn't have signed it is now going, whoa. A bunch of fucking hypocrites.
Yeah, it's whatever.
But
there was no signature.
How long has he been president now? Has it been 2 years? I don't even remember. Year and a half?
There was no signature on the Iran deal ever. No one ever signed it. That's all in black and white. It came from the CIA that nobody ever signed any agreement with Iran. So all this bullshit you're hearing on TV about the Iranian deal, they backed out of it. There was no signed agreement ever.
But the thing is, if you've been watching the TV for the last year, all you've heard about is Russia collusion. The Stormy Daniels thing is taken over. That lawyer can't get off TV. I mean, he's a CNN regular. But the story that you're talking about, I mean, the stories that we've been talking about for the last year, you just won't. The news is not talking. Think about all that's gone on over the last year and a half, and the people know nothing about it unless they listen to a show like this or do their own research.
That's what I'm saying.
People are so fucking blind. You talk to somebody on the street and you're like, they know who was on Survivor and Big Brother, but nothing that's going on in Korea. Amazing.
It makes you want to slap the teeth out of them, dude. Why do you think?
Man, it makes you want to slap the teeth out of all of us. I mean, we've gotten to this point right now.
If I could roll the clock back 100 years, maybe 115 years, there'd be a lot of slapping going on for sure. But we're so far in the game now, brother. Even if, and I think I said this on the last show, even if the people that are woke, quote unquote woke, even if we all gathered together and sang Kumbaya in D.C. around Congress, they wouldn't give a shit. They're going to do what they want to anyway, man. They're going to do what they want to anyway. And it's so flagrantly, overtly in your face now that they couldn't give two fucking squirts of piss what you think.
Not one bit.
So there you go.
The elections, all the money they spend on them. Again,
most of the motherfuckers that are on, they're all retiring.
They're going to make it better.
Yeah, but I mean,
why the fuck ain't it better, man?
The old guard, though, they're all retired. I'm not going to run for re-election. I'm not going to run for re-election. I'm not going to run for re-election. Why? You got skeletons getting ready to fall out of your closet?
But they got new guys that are willing to come up and do the same fucking thing. So,
yeah. Anybody that thinks that they need to be a politician to help everybody else, they think that they know how to run things better than you do. They think they know how to run your life better than you do. And I don't know, man. The last time I checked, no one has any moral authority over my shit more than me. So, there's that. They have no moral authority, period. To do anything. Not to do anything. They're public servants. They're supposed to go get you a glass of water if you're thirsty. All right. Sorry. I had to rant a little bit. I haven't talked to Lance for a while, so I had to get it out.
Man, we haven't talked for a while.
That's because you never come over and visit. 5 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Summertime's coming. Got a vacation coming?
I cannot wait. I heard you talking about that. You blended right into yours. Same thing. It was 68 today, and it'll be 90 tomorrow.
You got vacation coming?
Mm-hmm. I could take some.
Trip to the Ozarks?
I'm the boss now. So.
Trip to the Ozarks? Sound good? Bring the smoker?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. I'm not going to write it down on the calendar because the last time I did, I had to erase it.
Good, but we're going to do it.
Yep, sure. All right. Back to you, Dave. I don't want Lance to lie anymore.
You know, it's going to be interesting how far this goes because
you can come down too, Dave.
Well, I got parents down there, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
You know, I think that what's happening tonight is probably going to escalate because I don't know. A lot of people weren't paying attention to this.
Who does?
About 2 or 3 days ago, Lebanon had their elections. Hezbollah runs now over 3/4 of that government. They took a bunch of the seats, and now they're the main majority ruler of the Lebanese government. And also, so that makes him the king politically over there now, and it makes him the king militarily over there now. They're the ones that have 130,000 rockets pointed at Israel right now in southern Lebanon.
Hezbollah?
Yeah. They're an army to itself. They've got more rockets and missiles than a lot of modern-day armies. And they've all been given to them by Iran. It's Iran's direct love child.
I'm pretty sure a lot of them came from China.
Well, I don't know.
Through
they
Iran.
could have, but I know that Iran's the one that sponsors them. It's Iran's direct proxy group. And a lot of weapons they use are all Iranian-made weapons. Like I said, they're bigger they've got more of them than a lot of modern-day armies. Israel fought them in 2006, and it was pretty much a draw to almost Hezbollah kind of won at the end, but Israel's been wanting to fight them again ever since. You know, last time Israel fought Hezbollah in 2006, they ripped the southern part of Lebanon apart. Took them a decade to recover from it. This time around, Israel's going to hit everything: school buildings, civilian houses, mosques, hospitals. Israel's even said they would. And so this is going to spread from Syria to Lebanon because the real target Israel wants right now is Hezbollah. And they're going to go over, and this is going to be brutal. I mean, this is going to draw in everybody: Egypt, Jordan, Saudi. Yemen's in war right now with Saudi. This is going to draw in Qatar. This is going to draw in a lot of your GCC nations. And this is going to draw in everybody: Turkey.
It sounds like good business if you're one selling weapons and shit like that. It sounds like you're in for a field day.
That's what we were saying right off the bat of the show. You know, GE needs some stock bump, and Raytheon needs some stock bump, and you know all the weapons manufacturers in the United States are getting ready to go through the roof.
This is a totally manufactured war. You know, Israel today purposely baited Assad and his troops. Purposely, they were firing mortars over there in artillery.
The only thing the IDF's good at, though, is shooting unarmed Palestinians. So when they truly try to take off with this war and they start getting their asses handed to them, I wonder how long it'll be before they push the big red button.
Well, you know, was it May 14th? That's when our embassy moves to Jerusalem officially, and that's going to be a big thing with the Palestinians. They came out today and says Israel hasn't seen nothing yet with the Palestinians.
They're already hanging signs and shit. Says make a left here.
Yeah. Yep. You know, the Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza are going to riot, man.
Yep.
And and so and some Arabs too, because some Arabs don't approve of this either. But this is all adding up, and the most intricate part was Trump dropping out of this nuclear deal. This is what made it possible for Israel to do this, was Trump dropping out of this deal.
There was no deal. There was no deal. Nobody signed shit. There was no deal.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying.
I know.
It was UN ratified. Put it that way.
I just want everybody to remember back 3 years ago before Trump got into office, there was no deal. It was all over the fucking press. It was all people the mainstream media actually reported that nobody signed anything. And it seems like everybody just completely fucking forgot that.
Yeah, and then they said they took it to the UN and got it ratified,
but,
even though no one signed it.
But along with all that propaganda, they're not bringing up the 3 pallets full of cash that he also sent over there during this supposed deal that they signed. So I don't know why that's slipping everybody's mind too, but I think it was to the tune of $40 billion that they gave him in fucking cash.
Well, that's it. And like I said, Israel knew they didn't have a chance to attack Iran with Obama in office.
Right.
And so they seen their golden opportunity with Trump. And Trump turned the key for them.
Yeah.
Trump got with Netanyahu and said, here's the deal. I'm going to drop out of this deal, and as soon as I drop out, within an hour, strike Syria, which they did yesterday, and they killed like 7 Iranians. And they said, and after that, go do what you got to do. Talk to Putin. You know, like I said, Putin is in on this too. Now, Netanyahu has met with Trump. Netanyahu met with Putin, like I said today, and he got the green light from both sides. It's going to be interesting to see how far that Putin and Trump allow this Israeli machine to go. That's going to be what's going to be interesting. Are they going to let this go into Lebanon? Are they going to let this overtake the whole Mideast, and Putin and Trump are just going to sit back and watch? And that's why I say this isn't World War III yet, because Putin and Trump and Netanyahu are on the same side as of right now.
So when are you going to throw in the towel trying to figure out what the fuck's going on? I mean, it's to the point now where I'm like, okay, so what do you think? What do you think the Ayatollah or the Grand Mufti or whatever the fuck his name is over in Iran? What do you think he's going to say when Putin just kind of turns his back and goes, "I didn't see that"?
Well, the question is Putin going to allow Israel to make a beeline for Tehran? That's yet to be seen. But Putin is going to allow Israel to take care of these Iranian soldiers and these Iranian Shiite groups over there in Syria. Putin's willing to go that far, and I don't know if he'll go allow Israel to hit Iran directly. Who knows?
Yeah,
that's the $1 million question. You know, I mean, Putin is allies with Iran. They're not the best of buddies, and I guess it's been reported by Putin has told Netanyahu in previous meetings that he really didn't care for the Iranians, that he was more of just a business deal with them. That basically Assad invited the Iranians over. That Assad invited the Iranians over, and that was Assad's choice, that Putin had nothing to do with, and that Putin's not over there to directly defend Assad. He's over there to take care of terrorists.
Did Erdogan start a school of how to fuck over your enemy or something? Because he's really good at that, and now it looks like Putin's getting pretty good at that, and you know, Trump's pretty good at that because he's completely turned his back on all the trumpets, and they don't even see it. They don't even see it. But hey, you know.
Well, what Israel's doing, and that's nothing more than a false flag. They shelled them yesterday to get a response, and Syria wouldn't fire back. And tonight, Israel shelled them again. And too bad Assad fell for it, though. And I don't understand why Assad or Iran went for the bait. I just don't get that. That's the part that amazes me. Is they knew they were being baited. They knew they were being baited, and they answered back. They should have. Yeah. But how many
times they try to bait Putin in, though? And who really wants to start this fucking war other than Netanyahu? I mean, Netanyahu wants to start this war. So there's one, right? But everybody else knows what's going to come of it and how destructive it's going to be to the entire fucking planet. Even if no bombs drop, man, when the economies start taking a shit all over the world, it's going to be bad on everybody. So who wants to be the dude pulling the trigger on that game? You know, other than Netanyahu, because Bibi's just a fucking loser.
If this ever moves directly into Iran, oil's going to spike up to $300 a barrel easily.
Yup.
And that's going to come down anywhere from $6 to $12 a gallon of gas.
And then how much do you think all your shit at the grocery store is going to go up because of transportation costs alone?
Yeah, it's going to be our economic collapse.
Right.
The petrodollar will be dead. I mean, plain and simple.
I can't take whoever's calling in, whoever's trying to call into the show. If you want to call in, message me on Skype, and I'll add you to the call. I can't accept calls because I can't just add them into the call. So, sorry.
Well, it looks like Israel just put out the order for locals there to get into their shelters.
Yeah.
They said. They're afraid that Hezbollah's fixing to let loose with these 150,000 rockets and missiles they have.
Who's somebody knocking? Who's knocking?
Oh, that's my dog scratching himself upstairs. That's how loud he is.
That was pretty.
He's got bad allergies, and I feel bad for him in the summer. He loves the winter, but the summer he's a dog with allergies. If he lays on the grass too long or anything, he gets itchy.
Really?
Yeah, I got a vet appointment for mine next Friday because her allergies are so bad right now.
You know, I took mine in, and the doctor pretty much said, give him adult Benadryl. He said it ain't going to hurt him. When he says, and I give him even lower than what the vet suggested because I just don't want to give him. But he takes Benadryl every day, pretty much. He wouldn't survive if he didn't have Benadryl. He'd die from allergies. I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah, it's sad. Mine scratches her ass off all day.
I mean, I can't imagine being a dog with allergies, man.
Nope. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're like allergic to grass or something.
Yeah, he loves going outside. That's the whole deal, and he likes laying out there. And but he's starting to understand what's making him itch, so he kind of hangs back in the garage a little bit now and doesn't get on the grass.
Try coconut oil. Tried spooning him, spooning him some coconut oil onto his food. See if that'll help. It conditions their coat. It makes their skin more supple. Yeah. Supple.
I try brushing them every single night.
Yeah, that's not too good to brush them every day, because you got to leave the oils. They got to have the oils on their fur. So,
well, he's getting old. He's 11 years old. So as he gets older, his allergies are just been getting progressively worse for each year he gets older.
Yeah.
He loves the snow and cold, though. He's a North Dakota dog, man. He loves winter. That's his favorite time of year. So he can go out and lay on the snow and not itch.
Yeah. All right, let's dive back in these headlines, man.
All right, this just came out. It says, looks like Israeli officials are ordering locals to shelter in place along the border with Lebanon as well. Hezbollah, who lies just beyond the border, lies armed with 150,000 missiles ready to target anywhere within Israel at a moment's notice. This came out. Russian Air Force now deployed from Hamim Air Base in Syria en route towards Damascus. The Maza military airport apparently has been struck for the second time tonight by Israel. Syrian forces begin new wave of rocket strikes against Israel forces after a brief stop of cruise missile strikes.
And they're killing Iranians. They're not just bombing buildings and making holes and shit. They're killing
Iranians. Yeah. They're killing Iranians. They're hunting Iranians.
Yep. And we're complicit.
Yeah, we are. Just like Saudi's doing in Yemen over there with our missiles and bombs, and our special forces over there targeting buildings. Story I posted the other day, our special forces over the Green Berets, and they're over there doing targeting for Saudi Arabia.
Shame on them.
Can't get more complicit than that.
Shame on them. And they're I don't know how stupid they are. I don't know if they're as stupid as most of the cops that are getting hired around, everywhere, 80 IQ or whatever. But they know what they're doing. They know that this has nothing to do with freedom and democracy for the United States. It's got everything to do with oil and control of people and resources, and that they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So I just look at some of the soldiers and just shake my head. Shake my head. Shame on them.
Exactly.
I was one, So if anybody wants to throw rocks, if everybody that's on the mic tonight, Lance was one, I was one, David was one. So I'm fully allowed to throw rocks at the military because I was there, right? So anybody that wants to poo-poo what I'm saying, whatever, say what you want. I'm allowed. Add in, Lance.
They're just pawns. They're pawns in the game, and some of them will wake up, some of them won't.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But what's it going to take? Yeah, they cannot not hear what's being said on social media about all this bullshit. They cannot not know that we've vetted out all this crap and it's propaganda. They cannot not know. In today's times, man, they've all got a fucking computer in their pocket. You know what I mean? They're complicit, or they're completely stuck on stupid. In either case, they're dangerous, and they're gonna kick this fucking shit off, dude, and it's gonna come back to bite them. It's gonna come back to bite all of us.
Yeah, we're going to have a severe economic collapse if the oil shoots way up that high. And it's not going to be like a gradual increase. It's going to be like within
overnight.
overnight. You're going to go to bed and gas will be this price. You wake up the next morning and it'll be like 2 times higher.
Mm-hmm. Anybody remember back to the 70s? I remember back to the 70s, to the fuel crisis when Carter was in office. Yeah. Fucking lines 3.5, 4 blocks long trying to get into the gas station. And then you're the next car in line, and the dude walks out with the sign that says out of gas. Yeah. There was people shooting motherfuckers over a gallon. Think about it. We're getting ready to relive some history because nobody paid attention.
You just wonder if this war's not following, if the elite are following the Bible or if this is real biblical, Sometimes I wonder if the elite don't use the Bible as a playbook, for...
The Vatican wrote the New Testament, right? That's all made up bullshit. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're following their game plan, right? They had this planned out for a hot minute. So, there's that.
And you wonder, what I'm trying to piece together is I know North Korea and Iran are buddies. Mm-hmm. And so I don't understand with Trump getting ready to go into this summit with North Korea. And they did release those 3 prisoners, of ours today. They're on their way back right now, thank God. And they're all in good health. And, I'm a Trump hater, but I'll give Trump props with that. And Trump got it done.
Who were the prisoners?
They put their pictures, and there were 3. They're South Korean, but they're American born.
Oh, I hadn't heard about them until people started saying that North Korea had 3 prisoners.
No, they've had them for like over a year and a half.
Oh, I never heard about them getting picked up either.
Yeah, they got picked up. I remember hearing the stories about them. They each got picked up different times.
Okay, they tried to get them on espionage.
One was a pastor.
Oh, okay. So was he handing out Bibles?
I don't know what he was doing for sure.
All right. Well, at least they're back home. Well, not back home.
And I'll give Trump credit where credit's due on that. I'm not a Trump fan whatsoever, but I'm not going to throw rocks at the guy doing something like that. I'll give him that. He does every so often. He'll do something that I personally agree with, and no other president since Bill Clinton, and has been able to just do what Trump just did with 3 hostages at one time. So I'll give him props with that. But the deal is you got to wonder, why is Trump allowing this war to start? Why is he allowing North Korea to see that we don't honor our words with these deals? Because that's the way North Korea has to look, as we did not, how can they trust us? We didn't honor this deal with Iran.
That's exactly what everybody else around the world's been saying, too.
But Pompeo just met with Kim. There's pictures coming out tonight of Kim and him smiling, hugging each other and stuff. The CIA director that's now the Secretary of State. Basically, we got the CIA running our Secretary of State office now. Because he's still head of he still got ties to the CIA. I mean, he was the head guy. And now he's the Secretary of State, and he's been to North Korea twice, one on Easter weekend and one just yesterday.
Yeah, before he was even Secretary of State, he was over there.
Yeah. And so he's coming back, with the hostages, supposed to land at 2 a.m. Washington time. And Trump's going to be there, he said, at 2 a.m. to greet him off the plane.
I'm telling you, man, there's nefarious shit in the works.
Yeah,
there's some serious fuckery going on right now.
Little Kim did a 360 way too fast. What I've always said is that we killed Kim a long time ago, and this was a body double we've had in there for a while.
I don't think so.
That's just one scenario. Or another scenario, we sent Pompeo over there with a pallet full of cash like we did with Iran and just paid him off.
That's a possibility.
That is a possibility. That's a real possibility in my mind. I'd be smiling too if I was Kim and I just got $50 billion.
I personally, I still think that China got his ear, and
they're all working. Showed up in China unexpectedly.
They're working behind our backs. Yeah, they're working behind our backs and playing good cop, bad cop, and yeah. So and then when push comes to shove, we're going to get the shove.
Well, I mean, also the quickest way to get Americans farther away from North Korea, do what he did, and then they'll start trying to push the Americans out.
Yeah. But he already agreed that the military bases don't got to go away, or when they drop the DMZ and everybody gets all unified and starts singing Kumbaya over there on the peninsula, Kim said that we can leave our bases right where they're at. So, I don't know.
And it's funny how as soon as that threat no longer became a war story, the Iran stuff started up now. So very coincidental.
Yeah. And who are they going to use as the standby boogeyman for the next 50 years? Because before Lil Kim, it was Big Kim. I remember when Big Kim, he was the be all end all of evil when I was a kid, man. So who are they going to turn to now? That it's all rainbows and doves and all that shit over in the Korean Peninsula. Russia. So here we go. Back to the Cold War. Well, it's going to be a hot war, though, right? I mean, Netanyahu's not going to let go of this shit. He's going to try to kill everybody in Iran.
Oh, yeah, he's going to make a march all the way to Tehran. But like I said, the question is, how far is Putin going to allow him to go? No one knows.
Obviously, well, evidently, as far as Netanyahu wants to go, because they're buddies, right? Now?
They are buddies, too. Netanyahu and Putin have known each other for many years.
Yeah. The only thing Netanyahu sees right now is that every day that he's blowing the war trumpet is a day that he's not in jail.
Now that's true too.
And he's gonna start World War III to keep him and his old lady out of jail.
Trump's probably going that way too. So,
hey man, Trump was the dumbass, and Giuliani. I don't know if what he said was scripted, but when he opened his fucking mouth, yeah. When he opened his mouth about the repayment and all that, oh, man. That was just, oh, fuck. Somebody give that man a Geritol and tell him to go fucking home and take a nap. Wow. Okay. I don't even want to dive into that shit. Go ahead. And okay. One last thing, and then I'll shut up for a minute. For you trumpets not to see that, right through that, still thinking that Trump's going to be the savior of the fucking country. Oh, my God, man. Okay. Go ahead, David.
They're saying that Israeli rocket fires destroyed a Syrian radar site. And they say it's dying down a little bit because the sun's fixing to rise, and that's basically when all the damage is going to be seen. They say Israel just fucking leveled some things. Most likely Israel's going to go in on the ground eventually here through the Golan Heights because they've been massing tanks and troops on their border for the past couple days.
Yeah.
So the question is, when's Israel going to cross the border and go, and where are they going? I think they want to put a buffer zone around the Golan Heights, but they want to go around into the Syrian side and set one up and protect the rebels over there, because Israel does sponsor a bunch of Al-Qaeda rebels right there in Quneitra and stuff in the Golan Heights. That's their rebels. They fund them.
Proxy.
They give them weapons. They give them food. They give them medical attention. If they get shot by Assad forces, they'll go over across the border of Israel and bring them back over to Israel to a field hospital they got set up. Or
Turkey.
What's that?
Or Turkey.
Yeah, or Turkey too.
Mm-hmm.
All sides have their rebels now.
Yeah, proxy armies, man. The USA perfected that shit. So, yeah.
We control the SDF now, which is, Syrian Democratic Forces up in northern Syria, and which are predominantly Kurds.
Democrats.
Turkey controls the Free Syrian Army now, which are predominantly ex-ISIS fighters. Assad's got some Shiite forces fighting for him. Iran's got some Shiite forces over there fighting for him.
Sorry, had to let that out.
The Chechens are over there fighting for Russia. There's some badasses too. I mean, and like I said, there's hundreds of groups still over in Syria. Probably thousands still. They're all fighting each other over there. You've got Pakistani fighters over there. You got Afghani fighters over there. You got Yemenis fighters over there. You got Egyptian fighters over there. All these rebels are all from different places over there. All fighting for whose religion's the best.
Mm-hmm.
The Shiites or the Sunnis?
The Sunnis are the little. Never mind. The Sunnis are the little shit starters. Just so everybody knows.
They're the Saudis. Our Saudis are Sunnis, right?
Yep.
And then Iran is Persians, but they're Shiite too. Assad's Shiite.
Yep. Well, he's very, very liberal Shiite.
Yeah.
They have another name, Alawite, I think.
Oh,
or something
yeah,
like
Alawite
that.
clan.
Yeah. Yeah. But the Shiites, they just want to live and be left alone, man. The Sunnis want to run everything.
Yeah. Yep.
So, whatever. I mean, you can say the same shit about the Christians, right? They went all over the world killing motherfuckers saying, you accept God or we're going to hang your ass. So,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Crusades are pretty crazy.
Right.
Yeah, people forget that little part of history. That religion has killed more people, than any other thing.
Yeah. And you see this Templar shit all over the place. People wearing Templar shirts and stuff. It's like, you don't study your fucking history too much, do you, Jack? So, okay, whatever. All right. That's a rabbit hole for a whole show. We could do it.
Yeah, I knew a Knight Templar once, I think. But,
All right. Moving on. What other headlines you got, David? Unless Lance wants to do the weather. I'm just kidding.
What else we got here? They say it's calming down now because the sun's getting ready to go up. So, it'll probably calm down and start again tomorrow night. It seems like Israel likes attacking at night most of the time. Except when they got ground troops in, then that's different. Right now, Israel's just trying to blow up anti-aircraft systems and everything. So they can bring their troops in there.
Where do you see them first move coming? I mean, I know they're dropping bombs right now, and they're trying to get somebody to bite at the bait.
Well, they did bite. Iran did tonight.
Well, yeah, but Iran said that, if they keep fucking around, that they're going to, pay a huge price like never before, blah, 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 blah. So when's that happening? Are they going to send somebody to a press conference to throw a shoe?
What else came out? Khamenei also came out. The Ayatollah came out today, too, on Twitter. He's got a Twitter account. I follow him. And he come out and he said that basically this long thing, and at the end he said at the end of the day, the Trump's dead corpse worms will be eating Trump's dead corpse when it's over and done.
Oh, fuck.
That's his exact words. And then the parliament got up, all their lawmakers, and they burned an American flag in parliament today, chanting death to America.
Yeah, they've been doing that for 50 years, too.
And I think Trump doesn't really like them that much. I think he probably dislikes them just as much as Netanyahu does. For some reason, Trump doesn't like the Iranians. And he's thinking that he's going to hold out to get a better deal. He's trying to pull the tough guy move on Iran like he did North Korea. And it's two different people here. North Korea, yeah, they went for, I don't see the Ayatollah going for any of Trump's bullshit.
No. And Trump, if you really stop and think about it, man, there was no tough guy played with the North Korean shit either. He never did or said anything that he hasn't been doing or saying since he got into the office. And Lil Kim was the whole time flipping him off, going, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, move your ships, fuck off. And then all of a sudden, Lil Kim's the one that did the turnaround. Trump didn't say anything different, didn't do anything different. Lil Kim did the 180. So I think that somebody else got a hold of Lil Kim and said, look, man, just play nice for a little bit and watch what happens. So there you go. That's my thoughts. I don't have anything to back that up at all. I don't have any research to back that up at all. That's just my thoughts. Trump had absolutely nothing to do with Kim deciding to drop the demilitarized zone and do away with his nukes. Somebody else got hold of him.
I think South Korea's President Moon did most of the legwork myself.
I think the whole
who
the fuck's scared of him, man? The guy's a pillow biter. Come on, man.
I agree with that.
I think that somebody from China came over there and gave Little Kim a talking to and said, look, man, there's shit in the works. We're going to bring America to its knees. Just shut the fuck up and sit down for a minute. And so he did.
The question is he going to give up his nuclear weapons?
He can say all he wants to say, man. You know, until the IAEA actually puts boots on the ground and starts walking around those collapsed mountains and shit, nobody's going to know nothing, right? He can say whatever he wants to say.
I agree with that.
So there you go. That's what Israel, they don't let nobody see their fucking nuclear weapons. As far as the rest of the world knows, they don't have any, right? Because they don't, you know, there's no acknowledgement of their nuclear weapons. So there you go. Never had any inspectors on the ground in Israel, have we?
Nope.
All right. Go ahead, man.
Well, like I said, I'm just trying to figure out where this is, you know, how this is going to get going. You know, I've been following this since 2000. You know, this is why I started my in-game stuff back in 2007 online, was the Israel and Hezbollah and Iran. That's all I really ever talked about during the, you know, first couple of years. I didn't talk about Asia or anywhere else. I just talked about this, you know. And I know Hezbollah can do some freaking damage, man. They've got chemical weapons, too, that they can launch at Israel.
It's the same shit over and over and over and over. I can go back through my life and bring back memories right now of, the hostage crisis in Iran and Israel and Palestine killing each other over the border and blah, blah, blah. It's the same fucking shit over. It never changes, people. It never changes. I don't know why people don't go, wait a minute. Didn't we just do this 10 years ago? Didn't we just do this 15 years ago? What the fuck, man? I thought you guys handled all this bullshit already. What the fuck? You know, we're rolling up on $25 trillion in debt, and that's only the debt that they let you people know about. They don't tell you about the other $65 trillion in unfunded liabilities and whatever. You know, why are you people paying your taxes when you know that they just print the money that they want to use any fucking way? You know, stop listening to these people on Capitol Hill because they don't have your interests at heart at all. They don't give a fucking. They couldn't give 2 squirts of piss about any of you little people. So why do you care what they say? Grow a set of balls. Live your own life. Do what you want to do. And tell the government to fuck off. Rant over. Got anything you want to add into that, Lance?
No. I mean, I feel the same damn way.
I wish 300 million other people felt the same way.
It would be helpful.
Yup. Back to you, Dave.
This one came out from Reuters tonight on this. The Syrian state media says dozens of Israeli rockets fired into Syria. It says Israel launched dozens of rockets into Syria early on Thursday. Syrian state media reported after Israel's military said Iranian forces in Syria had shelled one of its outposts near the border. It says the scale of Israeli fire appeared to be far higher than in previous incidents. In Damascus, residents described seeing a series of explosions above the city from air defense systems. And it says the Syrian air defenses are confronting a new wave of Israeli aggression, rockets, and downing them one after the other, state news agency said, which I don't know if I buy that, but they may be. It says, asked whether Israel had attacked near Damascus or scrambled communications there, an Israeli military spokeswoman said, I have no comment on that at this time. Syrian state television was broadcasting footage of its air defenses firing at incoming rockets and playing patriotic songs. It said Israeli warplanes were firing the rockets from outside Syria's borders and targeting Bath City and Quneitra province. Israel's military spokesman, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Correa, said earlier that Israel had retaliated for an attack on its outpost in the strategic Golan Heights Plateau. He did not elaborate. Israeli media said residents of Metula on the Lebanese border have been instructed to go to bomb shelters. Syria's state news agency SANA and a war monitor, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, had reported artillery fire from Israeli-held territory at Bath City, located near the border. The observatory said rockets were fired at military positions of the Syrian army and allied forces. Correspondent of SANA said strikes were targeting Syrian air defense brigades and attempting to destroy radar installations. And that's because Israel wants to go in on the ground. Also, they want to go in and have total air superiority, basically a no-fly zone like we did in Libya. Lebanon's national news agency saying Lebanese army command reported Israeli jets circling over Lebanese territory early on Thursday before exiting. And like I said, this comes on the heels of Israel killing those 7 Iranians last night and hitting a base. Well, this is serious shit right here.
Very.
This is going to escalate. There's no one that's going to stop this. Israel has the green light from Russia and America.
I still can't believe that Putin flip-flopped, man. That blows me the fuck away, dude. That blows me the fuck away. You know?
It's part of the game.
I know. But still, you just don't, there's certain things you just don't expect. And that was one of them.
Like I said, he's allowing us to do what we want to do in northern Syria. He's allowing Turkey to do what they want to do in northern Syria. He's allowing Israel to come in there unchecked. He's a puppet. He's getting a payoff somewhere down the line. He gets to keep. He's been told he gets to keep his bases in Syria. He's probably, who knows, he's making money somewhere off of it. America, Turkey, Israel, and several nations want to split Syria up like a pie. Change the whole Mideast. They need a war to do it with, though.
Yep. And they're getting it. They're getting it started.
They're getting it. This is why they cooled North Korea down. They're like the real war, where everybody was kind of looking at North Korea as it's getting ready to start. It even fooled me. And here they're making these, people have to stop and wonder why they kept this Syrian war going for 7 years already. They could have ended this war a long time ago if they wanted to. Over 500 million civilians have been killed over there, and that's documented deaths. The undocumented deaths is probably another 500 million to 800 million. I mean, there's mass graves over there of villages and everything. And so
it's all human sacrifice to their.
That's all it is.
Yep.
They kept this going on its 7th year right now. And the only way to put it out is to start a bigger war to cover up this war. And so that's scary shit when you really think about it. And that's the way they work. Let's put this fire out with a bigger fire. And Syria's just going to be, the whole Middle East is going to be a freaking wasteland by the time this is said and done. And hopefully it's just the Mideast and not the whole world. But the deal is our economy is going to collapse. As soon as that oil spikes at $300 a barrel, we're done. We are done. That's an absolute fact. You let oil hit that high in that short amount of time, we're done.
Yep.
A lot of people will be done. Not just America, a lot of other countries too with that high of oil prices.
Oh yeah. They pay way more than we pay over in Europe for gasoline because they buy by the liter over there, and what we pay for a gallon, they pay for a liter.
Yep.
So yeah, that would just be devastating, man. But then again, you got to think about England, man. You can drive across England in a couple of hours, right? It takes a couple of days to drive across the United States, so there's that too. They don't use a whole lot of gas. That's why a lot of motherfuckers ride bikes over there. Can't afford to have that car, Oh, shit. This is just out of control, brother. It's out of control. And
it is. It really is.
It gives me panic attacks knowing that.
Well, it's like what you brought up earlier. All you got to do is look at the national debt. Go to national debt or debtclock.org, and people look at that. It just keeps going and going and going. And
that's only what they tell you. That's only what they tell you. They don't tell you about the unfunded liabilities. Yeah. They don't tell you about any of the backroom deals going on. They don't tell you. We still don't know where the $2.3 trillion was went missing to on the day before 9/11. We have no fucking clue where that went because it just went up in smoke after the missile hit the Pentagon.
Yep.
So, and what do? They just erase that money? Yep, that's what they do. They just erase that money and tell you that you owe more taxes. Here's the thing. Even if you stop paying your taxes tomorrow, if everybody If everybody in this country stopped paying their taxes tomorrow, nothing would change. Nothing would change. Some of you motherfuckers might go to jail, you know, but not very many of you, right? They don't have enough manpower to try to come take all of you to jail. Nothing would change because the money that you pay the federal government is a pittance of what they spend. It doesn't even cover the interest on the national debt. So, you know, once you people get over that hurdle and you realize that money is nothing but a piece of paper making you a slave and scared to death, then things will change. But that's not going to ever change. That's not going to happen. They're too asleep. The country's too asleep. Okay.
That's the truth.
Go ahead. I could rant like this for the next hour until the show's over with, but I just don't want to, man, because then I'm not going to get good sleep tonight. Buck, do you still want to come on the show, brother? If you got something to add in, I'll get you added in here in the second hour. Let me text him and see. I don't know if he's listening or not still. Go ahead, David.
Well, you know, it's like I said, it's going to be interesting, you know, if Israel gets into it with Hezbollah over in Lebanon, you know, because that's Israel just going to rip that place up from one end to the other. And I think that's one of their targets because they're, like I said, they're pissed off about Hezbollah taking over the government.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in Israel's eyes, Hezbollah is a terrorist group. You know, and in Israel's eyes now, a terrorist group controls Lebanon, you know, both militarily and economically.
In Israel's eyes, we're all goyim sent here to help them. So, well, you know, I mean, consider the source, right? Just saying.
You know, that's just the way Israel looks at Hezbollah, though, you know. And then, you know, Hezbollah claims to be a resistance group against Israel, you know. And then, you know, just like Hamas claims to be a resistance group against Israel, too. They don't, you know, they're saying that they're protecting the Palestinian people, when in fact, Hamas gets a lot of Palestinian people killed, man.
Yeah.
You know, they launch those little bottle rockets over there, and they know what Israel's going to do. You know, and I don't agree with that at all. I support Israel, but I don't support bits of it, and I don't support them going over to Gaza like they're doing with these protests and having snipers execute these Palestinians.
That are not doing anything except lighting some tires on fire.
Yeah, that's it, and I don't agree with that at all, man.
And the Israeli government gave them full immunity to kill anybody they wanted.
Yeah. So I don't agree with them being locked in an open-air prison like that.
Nope.
You know, that was Israel's land was originally Palestinian land, and Israel came in and took it, unfortunately, but we did the same thing to the Indians, you know. People say that, well, that was Palestinian land. Well, this was Native American land, and we fucking killed them, put them in reservations, gave them fucking infected blankets.
Yep.
Gave them the fucking, what was it, the measles?
Everybody seems to forget that around Thanksgiving, too. You know, they just forget that we came over here and slaughtered them by the thousands.
Ran their buffalo off of cliffs, tried to starve them to death.
Yep.
You know, so we're not the perfect people either. That's why people bitch about Israel and the Palestinians. Like I said, I don't agree with that either. I just simply say, what about about us and the Indians?
Yeah.
You know, what about...
The truth hurts, man, and when you start bringing up shit like that, people are like, oh, well, yeah, but that was different. Well, how? How is that different? How is it different? Tell me. Tell me how that's different. Because your history book told you it was different? Yeah, history's written by the winners, man. Shh. Fucking cops talking on the scanner. I'll mute myself. Go ahead.
Well, you know, it's just it's serious times coming, man. You know, I've been waiting for them to start this war for a while. Whether this is or not, who knows? Let's hope not. But if it is, man, it's going to just keep going.
Something that's bothering, you know, that the gun grab stuff. I mean, there's some states taking away AR-15s or making them illegal.
Florida, California.
Yeah, and that teenager who's the face of the movement now.
Mr. Hogg?
He's really, what's his name?
Mr. Hogg? Mr. David Hogg?
Dude, he's a weird dude. But these kids, you know, that are out there to take away the gun rights, I'm like, did you not read your history book? Our nation is here. If it wouldn't be for guns, we use guns to rise up against a tyrannical government to get our freedom. And if it hadn't been for guns, that we wouldn't have been able to do it. Our government gave us the right to have guns. So when our government got to the point that the previous government got to, that we had to use arms to overthrow,
defend ourselves against tyranny.
That's why I'm like, do you kids not understand why these amendments are in there? Because our founding fathers knew what a bunch of crooked motherfuckers that were going to be running it.
They changed them all, though. If you go look at the history book now and you look at the Constitution, the Second Amendment says that the guns are only supposed to be owned by the militia. It fails to mention that the militia is every swinging dick in the fucking country.
Yeah, it's for a well-regulated militia.
Excuse me,
so it can overthrow a tyrannical government. I mean, that's what the wording is. It's not so you can hunt. It's not for your self-protection. It's not so you can do anything other than have them in case of a tyrannical.
That's because
that's why it's fucking there.
When you hear all these people screaming 2A, they stop where it says shall not be infringed. They don't go into the second paragraph of the Second Amendment, which says that in case of tyrannical government, blah, 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 blah. I don't know it word for word, but you know what I'm saying? They completely forget the second part of the Second Amendment, which is the most important part. But here's another thing.
It kills me, man. These people up there, they got these kids, these teenagers brainwashed into what their gun rights are actually for.
But here's another thing, though.
It fucking blows my mind.
It's an amendment, okay? It's the Second Amendment. That means that it can be amended and it can be completely removed if they want it to. You know what I mean? Just words on a piece of paper don't mean fuck all. My rights come from God, not from the government. The Constitution is there to guarantee my rights, but my rights come from God, and no man can give them or take them. Period.
It's like somebody walked in the house the other day and it smelled like weed up in here. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's medicinal. Don't worry about it. And they're like, a prescription? Who gave you a prescription? I said, me. What do I need somebody's fucking opinion
That's exactly
on why it's illegal or not? So you're telling me I can drive an hour and a half north of D.C. and it's legal there, but because some fuckhead thinks it should be illegal and it wants to infringe on my rights, it's illegal? Fuck you.
Fuck.
It's my I prescribed it myself.
That's right. That's right. Who told you needed that? I did.
Damn right. Because
it keeps me from
you, motherfucker.
It keeps me from slapping the teeth out of people like you.
Exactly.
Yep. Because y'all make me want to do that every day.
Speaking of which, I'm going to light up this little thing I've been having sitting here right here. I'll be right back.
Smoke weed every day.
Every fucking day. Okay. That was
I'm down to two joints before work though, so it's good. I'm good.
Smoke 2 joints in the morning and smoke 2 joints at night. Smoke 2 joints before I smoke 2 joints.
That's how I make it without killing anybody.
Right. Okay. Carrying on with the show now. David. I didn't hear back from Buck, so evidently he had one too many cerveza and doesn't want to come on anymore. It's all right. Go ahead.
They're saying that Israel has hit military airports, weapons depots, missile defense systems, and radars among some of the targets said to have been destroyed by Israeli forces tonight in Syria. Number of casualties are unknown. It says now awaits if Iran will further choose to respond.
I really wish they'd light up the S-400s, man. I want to see how effective they are. You know, we've been hearing all this talk about nothing can get within 400 kilometers of them or they'll bop it out of the sky. Turn them on for just one day. Just one day. I just want to see them active. I want to see how accurate they are. I want to see how bad they make the Patriot system look, because it looks pretty bad
I
all
thought
by
that's
itself.
what shot down all those missiles when we attacked Syria, when Trump attacked Syria. I thought, half of them didn't make it through. You never really heard a whole lot of follow-up on that. But
I thought that was just regular failures on our missiles parts, and then they had a bunch of anti-aircraft guns flying, but I don't think I ever saw the S-400s light up.
Okay.
I don't know. I saw a lot of anti-aircraft fire and stuff, but...
Well, see, Putin's got this S-400s over there. He's got them mainly over there trying to protect his air bases and stuff and his naval base.
Turkey.
They've talked about giving them to Assad, but they haven't done it yet. Right now, Assad's using the SM system.
I don't know why they're worried about protecting their stuff. I mean, who's going to attack Russia?
I know.
We're not going to. So, I mean...
I wouldn't be too sure of that. I wouldn't be too sure of that, Lance.
Who are they protecting it? Who are they protecting those missiles from? I mean, we're not going to attack them.
They're protecting all the pipeline infrastructure that's already on the ground that somebody's going to get to utilize when this shit's over with, right? Either Russia's going to get to continue with their pipeline, or Israel's going to have it turn the other direction and whatever. That's all that this shit is over with, people. That's the entire Syrian conflict is over a pipeline and how it's going to route gas and oil. That's what this entire conflict is about. If you haven't got that news yet, type it into your Google bar. That's what makes me so disgusted at all this shit, man. Because it has absolutely nothing to do with freedom and democracy and regime change and blah, 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 whatever the fuck they're talking. It has nothing to do with chemical weapons manufacturing facilities or any of that fucking horse shit. Nothing. It's all about control of resources, control of people, and control of the planet. There you go. They ought to turn me loose in Washington for a minute, because I would clean this fucking shit up in about 30 seconds. You're all fired. You're all free. Done. Anyway, sorry. Just had a dream for a minute. I'm back. Go ahead, David.
Well, the way it sounded here, Israel just laid into Syria. They said they hit hard, man. And now that the sun's coming up, they said the damage is going to be widespread and devastating. They said it was an Israeli strike that no one has seen in decades.
So they're probably going to keep this pounding up for 2 more days, and then everything's going to go to shit over the weekend. Yeah? So Monday morning, when the banks don't open, everybody, it's because World War III started a Saturday afternoon. Fuck all, man. Okay. Sorry. I just had to throw that in there, too. These are the things that go through my head on a daily basis, man. That's why I don't sleep. That's why I can't go to sleep until 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. And then have to get up at 6. Go ahead, David. I'll shut up. I'm really going to mute myself this time. I'll shut up for at least 30 seconds.
No, what else here? I guess our House Armed Services Committee is debating right now on using low-yield nukes a lot more than what we usually do. It says that we're looking for, says delivers a party line vote to fund them. So they want to find a way to start funding low-yield nukes.
Low yield nukes. It was 30 seconds, okay? I did. I shut up for 30 seconds. Low yield nukes. Low yield nukes. Are you people fucking stupid? I don't even know Never mind. I'm not going to say anything. Just keep talking.
Well, they're saying that they're opening up a few public bomb shelters now over in this one area of Syria as a precautionary step. The other ones have already been sent to bomb shelters. You know, it's going to be interesting if Hezbollah lays into Israel now, But the deal is, I don't think Hezbollah really wants a war over in Lebanon now that they control the government, man. It's going to make them look bad if Lebanon gets destroyed.
Was that the Knesset talking about that, or was that our Senate?
What's that?
The low-yield nukes.
Oh, that was us.
That was us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fucking stupid. Okay.
Well, Trump's got a fascination for nuclear weapons, man.
He's got a fascination over his own penis, too. I mean, that doesn't mean he's a good guy, right?
No.
Okay. Just thought we'd... Okay. I personally think that Donald Trump has mild dementia just by the way he goes back and forth on the way he talks, and the fact that he can't figure out whether or not he wants to wear a blue tie or a red tie. I don't know if you people have caught on to that. It seems like when he's wearing a blue tie, he seems to lean more liberal, and when he's wearing a red tie, he's talking to the base. You know what I mean? He's talking to all his trumpets when he's got the red tie on, like it's some kind of trigger mechanism or something. Check that out. I mean, it might just be me, and I might be completely off on that. It might, I might be making something out of nothing, but go look at his speeches and check it out. And when he's talking right, when he's talking to the trumpets, he's got a red tie on. And when he's talking to his Dems and trying to calm shit down and be a little more left-leaning, he's got a blue tie on. Go check that out and see if I'm right or wrong. All the good arguing drunks are gone. That's funny. Sorry, go ahead, man.
They're saying that tonight's attack on Assad and Hezbollah and on the Iranians, they are the most extensive bombing operation against Assad and its allies since the start of the uprising in 2011. So this was the biggest attack to hit Syria. What Israel just did tonight. They bombed them, I guess, for 4 hours straight.
This is gonna be bad.
No, that is bad, man. Taking out Hezbollah, taking out Iranian troops, taking out Syrian troops. They're also saying that there's already saying that a few IRGC Quds Force members have been killed in these attacks. That's like some of their elite fighters.
Are we participating as a country in any of these attacks? I mean, are these planes all Israeli? Or do they carry Israeli markings, or are they Mossad pilots in our fucking fighter jets? Or, because I know that there was a little bit of question last week when a couple of the attacks happened, whether or not it was us or them or England or France or whoever, you know what I mean? So I'm just curious as to, has anybody seen the planes? Have they got any of this on videotape?
It was dark. All you can see is bombs getting blown up in the air.
Shit. They got to be dropping them standoff. Otherwise, some anti-aircraft would get at least one of them.
They're firing them from Lebanese airspace so the jets don't get hit. Now, they've been knocking down a few of the cruise missiles that Israel's been firing, but the jets have been out of range.
None of our boats are launching anything? None?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just complete airstrikes and artillery and tank fire. Because they got tanks stationed right on the Golan now just firing across into Syria.
SS said that there's reports that Iran has fired 20 missiles into Israel in retaliation.
The count now is 50.
50.
Yeah. 50 got fired from Assad's forces, from Iranian forces, and from Hezbollah, altogether 50. So Israel's pissed. Even though they started it, Israel's like, oh, you fought back. All right.
Yeah. Now it's on, motherfuckers.
That's what it exactly is. Is oh, you fought, you want to fight back, huh? All right.
What is the old saying? One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. Right? I mean, you know, I honestly can honestly tell you, if war broke out in the United States and some foreign country came over here and started just waxing my family, I would pick up arms and then be called a terrorist, I guess, you know, because I would fight back. And that's basically what these people are doing, man. You know, a lot of them are just trying to survive by any means necessary. But we call them a terrorist.
Well,
I honestly, I cannot wait for the day that Yahweh comes back here and starts just cleaning house with some of you evil motherfuckers. I'm looking forward to that day. I hope he gives me a part in that. Yep. I pray he gives me a part in that. I know it's not really good to be vindictive, but damn! All right. Go ahead, David. We still got like 40 minutes to fill, so make it good.
I don't know if I have much more, man.
Well, I mean, you know, you can rehash the old headlines if you want to.
So it's like I said, it's like everything's quieted down now. The sun's come up, so they're doing battle damage assessment now. Because Israel got hit with some shit too, 50 missiles. You know, not all of them got blown up by the Iron Dome. Some of them did hit.
Hopefully, hopefully they didn't kill any civilians, any innocent people. But sometimes you got to question how many innocent people are there in Israel, because they back everything the IDF does. So, man, it's going to be an interesting weekend and lead up to it. You know, I'm pretty sure tomorrow's headlines are going to be all over the shop.
Oh, I'm sure they will be.
Yeah. Anything coming out of the White House over any of this?
That they came out earlier tonight, like within the first, what was it, the first hour or the second hour, and said basically that Iran's the one complicit in this. That's what we said. It's shame on you, Iran. Let Israel blow you up.
Yeah. How dare you try to protect yourselves?
Stop resisting.
Yeah. Same shit they're telling the people on the streets, you know, when they get ready to shoot their dog. Fuck. How far we have fallen already, you know? And everybody in this fucking country still thinks that it's just the greatest thing since sliced bread. USA! Fuck off, man.
Hey, man, you got to get the newest iPhone, the newest technology.
Yeah.
Just keep everybody dumb and stupid, and
because some little
focused on something else.
Because some little 7-year-old Chinese kid has to make 4 cents today. Yeah, so go buy that iPhone 10. Pay $1,000 for it. Fuck, man.
A friend of mine bought a wedding dress on, I don't know, eBay or something like that, and they came from China, and it was like a $2,000 wedding dress, and it was like $250 or something. And I said, just think about it when you're walking down the aisle on your wedding day, that little 9-year-old girl with 3 fingers missing from the sewing needles that made that dress for you.
Here's another thing that people just don't get too, man. You know, statism, which is what being a patriot is, and USA, America, you know, that's statism. Being a patriot is being a statist. And statism is just as nasty of a religion as Sunni or Wahhabism or whatever the fuck kind of terrorist religion you want to pull out of the hat, right? It's just as bad. Thinking that our people are better than those people just because of where we live or whatever the fuck we call our country or what, it's just as bad. Sorry if that stepped on anybody's toes. A little reality check. Go ahead, David.
Well,
I know that you probably don't full on agree with that statement that I just let loose, but damn, dude, damn. Now, don't get me wrong. If a foreign country comes over here and starts fucking with the United States, I'll be one of the first people to pick up a weapon and defend her, because I've done it before. But I'm only going to save what I have to. Yeah? I'm only going to attack them when they attack me. So there's that. I'm not going to go to somebody else's land and try to tell them how to run their shit over there, because I don't want them coming here and telling me how to run my shit. There you go. Is that kind of a dichotomy? Do I sound like a hypocrite? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I guess you got to be in here to understand what's going on. And there ain't a whole lot of room, so don't come.
That always slays me when that president or something gets done talking about how they're going to war and then ends it with "God bless America," or whatever. I'm like, why wouldn't God be blessing everybody on the fucking entire planet? He created us all.
All of us.
So
yeah.
The ultimate creator created all of us. Why wouldn't he be blessing? Why would he be blessing us to go kill them? But come on, man, really?
That's part of the.
It just slays me when they say that.
Yeah, that's part of the statism thing, man. The United States is God's favorite country. Really? Did he tell you that? He sent you an email, let you know that? Fuck. The dispersion went everywhere, right? When the Tower of Babel came down and Yahweh dispersed his people among the nations, that was every motherfucking nation, y'all. The dispersal is okay, never mind. Go back and start at Genesis and catch up a little bit. Just a little bit. The Torah is your truth. There is no favorite nation. There is no favorite people. God loves the people that love him back, right? If you're in covenant with God, Yahweh, my Elohim, El Shaddai, whatever you want to call him, when you're in covenant with him, then he loves you. If you're not, if you're worshiping some idol, Christianity, that's idol worship. Isaiah 43, 10 through 12. Read those 3 verses and tell me if he says anything about Jesus Christ. Because he doesn't. He said there will be no great one before my face. Better get it right, people. Love you, Christians. Love you. But you better get it right before it comes to the end, man, because that's idol worship, and you better get it right. I told myself I wasn't ever going to go this far on this show, but I just did it, so fuck it.
Hey, man, my in-laws wouldn't have a nice garden if they weren't Catholics, because they got idols all throughout their garden. Looks pretty.
I got a gnome sitting on a shitter on the back deck, man. It's pretty cool. I'll bring it on the next show. Let you guys see it. I've never seen one like that before. He's sitting on a shitter reading a magazine.
I got the peeing boy of Brussels on my front porch.
Oh.
And I put a name tag on him that says, "Hello, my name is," and we
Slim
named
Shady?
him Shorty Johnson. I'll send you a video of it right now, because I put a name tag on him that said, "Hello, my name is Shorty Johnson." It's the fucking funniest thing, man. I'm bringing class back to Seaford. Let me tell you.
Oh fuck, dude. You got to bring him when you come over. I got a stump out here in the back. He can sit right next to mine.
I just texted you that. I don't know if you can get that on so everybody can see it.
Oh, probably.
But I just texted it to you because if you want to laugh, this is on my front porch when you walk up my steps.
Does the mailman come up on the front porch to deliver your shit?
No, but the people that come up, they look at it and they're like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, fuck, man.
The peeing boy of Brussels, he's 4 feet tall. He's sitting there holding his penis, peeing into a shell bowl.
Oh, here it is. Just came through. Doink. Oh, my God, dude.
That's him peeing.
Okay, I gotta see if I can get this on here.
I could probably drop it in Skype too if you want.
Hang on, let me see if I can find it. He's a loud pisser. He's a loud pisser.
Yeah.
Port Bluetooth. Clock. Desktop.
I got a longer one too.
Wow, man. I don't see it over here. I'll put it on Facebook. Everybody listening, if you want to see Lance's little fountain, I'll put it on Facebook for you guys later. So check it out. Come check me out on Facebook later, and I'll have it up there. Funny shit. Desktop picture. Yeah, because there's messages. Wait a minute. I found it. Never mind. I'll show you now. Okay. Is it coming through? There we go. What? Cancel. Okay. Blink. There we go. It's up in the corner. All right. Let me know if you guys can. I'm pretty sure you can see it. We're just going to do a little corner pick. So everybody's got to zoom. Well, no. I'll grab it. Hang on. There we go. Get her moved over here. All right. There's Lance's little fountain. Check this out, y'all. That is some funny shit, dude. All right. Now you all got to meet Shorty Johnson. There you go. Funny shit, dude. All right.
I have a black rubber hose to put on them when my brother friends come over.
I got a fountain out back on the patio, man, but it's not anything that vulgar. You know, it's just a little chick standing there with a pitcher, and the pitcher's pouring water into the. It's not vulgar like that. I mean, she's not squatting, and, you know. But mine's green. It's like a copper green color. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's all white privilege looking. Oh, shit. All right. Half hour left to go, Dave. Fill it in.
So what do you think about that volcano in Hawaii?
Dude.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh. So I saw this after it started. They were interviewing these hippie dudes. And they're like, I can't believe this is going on. We moved here from California to get away from forest fires. And I'm like, and you moved to an active volcano. You are got to be the stupidest person on earth. I couldn't believe they interviewed that guy. Could not believe it.
It's the same way after a tornado, man. They run the first trailer park they can find and pick the chick with the curlers in her hair and the one that's got the husband with no teeth. They just make the news.
I can't believe I live in Tornado Alley in a trailer park and this happened. Oh my God.
Who'd ever expect that kind of karma? You know, it's like Japan, you know, the entire island of Japan is nothing but a string of active volcanoes. And then they get pissed off when their house burns down because of a lava flow. Shit's going to happen, man. You live on a fucking volcano. Hawaii is a fucking string of volcanoes.
Well, what's weird with this one is how you're getting those fissures opening up.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, man. When the floor of Kilauea, I think it's Kilauea, yeah, when the floor of Kilauea dropped out and you saw that lava dome just go, 1,000 feet in less than a day, it dropped 1,000 feet down the shaft of the volcano. That lava went somewhere.
That's what the helicopter pilot said. He went, that lava went somewhere. And they showed graphics of it, how it actually got 20 miles away. It's pretty cool.
Now, here's another thing. This is all happening on the big island of Hawaii, right? The one down at the bottom of the chain. If you go up 2 more islands, I think it's Oahu, the island of Oahu, there is some huge sulfur dioxide emissions coming off of that island. It's visible by satellite thingies or whatever the fuck they want to call it, right? I mean, it's visible. It's noticeable, the increase in sulfur dioxide being monitored in the air. So I don't think this is over by a long shot. They said the last time this happened back in 75 or whatever, the eruptions went on for 3 months. So if Oahu starts blowing, I don't think this is over by any stretch of the imagination. Not at all. Feel bad for the people in Leilani losing all their shit, but hey, it's going to happen again. This ain't the last time.
You move to an active volcano. Yeah. I mean,
You wanted the view. Here's the view.
Oh, what I heard. Well, I heard that where this Leilani Estates is, it's basically like your low housing. It's basically where, you're like me, you got just enough money to get a roof over your head at a price, but it's in a shitty part of town. And that's the same with here.
It's a shitty part of town, all right.
They offer these people these low houses, these poor that are barely making it, and say, here, we'll give you a house, but it's next to an active volcano. You can either live underneath a bridge or take the chances in a house, with a roof over your head, but you might have to put up with a volcano coming down on you.
But they call it estates.
Estates. They're not, though. They're like low. I've seen a big thing on it. The other thing was on CNN even.
Well, I saw a lot of the cars and the stuff that got destroyed. I mean, it wasn't a lot of high-end shit that you would expect in Hawaii, that's for sure.
And then, they said that's the poor side of the island, and the other side is your nicer houses and everything away from the volcano.
So who's the slumlord that developed Leilani Estates? Damn, man. You got to joke about shit like this happening, right? Nobody's died so far that I know of, right? So everything's cool. Y'all are just going to have to go build a tent city somewhere. I suggest on the governor's back lawn. That'd be where I'd go. The governor's mansion is the people's house, so go bunk with his ass until he builds you a new place. That's what I'd do. I'm serious. I wouldn't build my house on a fucking volcano, first of all. Just saying. I mean, if you want to be around the beautiful islands, go get a boat. Live on a boat.
There had to be a few people that questioned that before that was approved.
You'd think so. Especially since
you would think so.
Especially since they were building the houses on an old lava flow.
From 30 years ago.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago that all this shit happened. 75, right? 40 years ago. 75.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway. But that's the pictures that are coming out of there. That one cat that's still staying in his house, even though the lava flow was like basically running through his backyard and pitching rocks and shit on his roof. He's been out there live videoing all the time, sending shit on, putting stuff up on YouTube and Facebook. And, man, God bless that guy, dude. I hope he gets out of there, and I hope his channel goes viral and he makes enough money off his ad revenue that he can buy himself a new place. Because that's got to be the shit end of the stick, Serious business. And wait, what's going to happen if one of these earthquakes that there's been dozens and dozens and dozens of, what if there's a 7 or a 7.5 off the coast, and then they get hit with a fucking tsunami on top of all this bullshit? It's not looking good out there, man. It's not slowing down at all.
You would think though, if side of that volcano, slid into the ocean or that island, that caused a tsunami for our west coast.
Yeah. If these fissures that are breaking off the western or the eastern part of that island, if that all shifts off into the ocean one day, yeah, that's going to be pretty devastating for Oregon and Washington and California.
That's no different than the Canary Islands over there on the east coast with La Palmyra.
Yeah. There's been a lot of shit going on. What Cleveland volcano up in Alaska has been pretty active over the last couple of weeks too. And there's one dead zone as far as tectonic stuff goes. If you guys follow Dutch Sense on YouTube or Facebook, that cat's on top of the earthquake game. There's one dead zone where they haven't had a whole lot of tectonic movement, and it's right off of the east or the west coast, right off of Oregon and Washington, right there where the what is that seismic zone they talk about all the time? I can't think of the name of it, but it's a I can't remember the name of the fault either. Okay, it's not a slip fault. It's another kind of fault. And when they break fast and hard. And that's the only place that hasn't seen any tectonic movement in the last couple of weeks, too. So, with all the Ring of Fire crap going on, because Taiwan's full of earthquakes, Japan's full of earthquakes, all the way up, through Russia and around Alaska and then down into Mexico, every place except for Washington, Oregon. So, that's not good either. The Cascadian, thank you, Joanna. The Cascadian subduction zone. It's a subduction fault. So one's going under the other one. And we've been hearing about that for years and years. Predictive programming, maybe, huh?
Yep.
I was going to throw HARP in there and the whole Large Hadron Collider thingy and how that's, the the magnetics that's put off by that thing is fucking with the harmonics on the planet and blah, 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 but I ain't going to go there. That's too big of a rabbit hole for 20 minutes. All right. Back over to you, Dave. Let's snap back into reality. World War III is getting ready to happen.
Well, they're saying here, let me pull this up. They're saying that positions that got hit on both sides. In Syria, S-200 radar got hit. 4th Division Command got hit. Ammo Depot in Jumraya got hit. The RG Command in Khoisan Mountain got hit.
How can they hit an anti-aircraft thing with a fucking missile? How do they hit an anti-missile system? The S-200, right? You said S-200, yeah?
Yep.
How do they hit an anti-missile system with a fucking missile?
Yeah, they're saying that, a lot got shot down, but some got through.
Man, oh man, oh man.
Damascus International Airport got hit. And on Israel's side, Israel lost an Iron Dome radar in Safad. 3 Israeli forward positions got hit. Helicopter pad near Fahim got hit. A position near Jerusalem got hit.
Be right back.
So, that's a lot of damage for 4 hours, man. They weren't messing around.
Probably hear a little bit more about it in the next 24 or 48 hours with retaliatory attacks.
Oh, yeah, that'll be happening too now. Now, Israel's planning something even bigger now. Even though they baited Assad and Iran into this, Israel's...
I was going to say, yeah, they'll justify it as, you attacked us, so we're retaliating.
Yeah, because Israel's going to say, we were taking out positions that are against our security, and then you fired back at us, and now you started a war. Israel's going to play the victim.
6 million. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say that's probably been their MO for the last couple 100 years, at least in the media. 6 million of them.
6 million. Fuck. God. It's a good thing I don't monetize this channel, or I wouldn't have any fucking money coming in from YouTube at all ever, man. Oh, shit. I think that's the only reason they don't fuck with me. That and I only have a couple hundred subscribers. You know, like, fuck him.
So what do you think about this lady, this what's her last name here, Haspel, that Trump's trying to pick as the CIA, and she used to run the torture program for George Bush for Iraq.
Oh, but there's no more torture now. We promise we don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah, that's what I heard her say today. I promise you I'll never do anything like that.
Just
again.
Yeah, again. Just please confirm me so I can be part of the administration. And we got a war to fight.
Well, you know, Trump looks at waterboarding as good. He's like, hey, if it gets information from terrorists, then we need to do even more than that, is what Trump said. Waterboarding said that's just the beginning.
Yeah, Trump. Yeah. What kind of information came out of that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. I remember what it was. False information. False information came from those torture sessions. That's what it was. Yeah. That I knew there was a descriptive word that talked about that information, and it's the word false.
That's exactly it. You know, and what is the torture program, getting information from people? You know, I mean, I can understand extracting information. I get that, but waterboarding, I don't agree with that, and torture and all that. And they're
gonna say whatever you want.
Well, if torture is so good and stuff, why haven't they caught the leader of ISIS? You don't hear a word about that dude anymore.
Isn't he in Washington?
Yeah, I was going to say he's at Langley.
Isn't he in Washington?
He's at Langley, sitting behind his desk on his computer where he's supposed to be, getting paid by us. The same way with Tim Osman. Oh, no, wait. I mean, by his other name, Osama bin Laden. Fuck. That's what pisses me off so much, is that if people would just a monicum of attention, just a monicum of attention to the history in this country, you would see through all this fucking propaganda on the TVs that they fill your heads with, man. Now, I'm not talking to the people that are listening to me right now, because you folks have listened and you already know. I'm talking about to the Joey Bag of Donuts that might click on this channel out of, sheer boredom in his mom's basement. Wake the fuck up, man. Wake the fuck up. This is all old hat. It's been done over and over and over and over. And I'm telling you, not just speaking on my behalf, but I'm sure that Dave will back me up with this, and Lance will back me up with this. It's getting to the point of vomitus that we have to keep talking about this, and nobody is waking up. Damn.
It's so in your face. It's more blatant than it's ever been in history. And
it seems like more people are not paying attention.
And you have more people have access to the knowledge that is out there, yet they choose not to.
All you people that are listening to me have one of these in your... Get it off of here, man. Have one of these in your pocket. This is a fucking high-speed computer, people. Anything that I'm talking about, anything that Dave's talking about, anything that Lance is talking about, anything that you find on any of my shows, you can find it on this fucking thing in your pocket. It's not just my opinion. These are facts that we're telling you. Go research it. How many times, Dave, do you feel like beating your head against the wall because you're reading the same fucking headline over and over and over and over? Just the only thing that's gone by is a couple of years of time.
Well, I mean, people forget about, the attack we did in Libya in 2011,
People forget about the USS Liberty. People forget about the Gulf of Tonkin. People forget, people forget about the weapons of mass destruction. People forget about the dancing Israelis on 9/11.
You got the president of the United States telling everyone that if we don't pull out of this nuclear deal, Iran's going to have a bomb.
Oh, my God. He's been talking about that for 50 years. As long as I've been alive, they've been talking about that.
That's just fear. That's, what Trump is telling her. Well, I had to pull out of that deal because it was a shitty deal, and Iran was going to develop a nuclear bomb. They probably already got one.
If Iran wanted a nuclear weapon, as much money as they make off of their oil, They could buy one from anybody they wanted to buy one from.
That's what I mean. They probably got a few already.
And they probably came from General Electric.
And so does Saudi. Saudi has them too. Saudi came out today and said, if Iran's allowed to develop a nuclear bomb, we're developing a nuclear bomb.
Is that the same Saudi Arabia that was responsible for 9/11? That we never even went into and talked to?
Oh, we blamed, the court hearing came out and we blamed Iran for it, and Iran's got to pay compensation.
$60 billion, right? Yeah.
Iran did it.
Fuck them. What the fuck? How are you even going to try to connect those dots? You people in Washington that are so stupid. How are you even going to try to connect those dots, man? Oh, a U.S. judge said it, so it must be true. You know what they said to that U.S. judge over in Iran? Fuck off, idiot. You're not seeing any $60 billion coming from our country to your fuck off. Well, it was decided in a court of law. Fuck you. It's laughable, man. A U.S. judge has found Iran guilty of. Fuck, man. That had to be the highlight of my fucking week, reading that headline. Because I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. I'm sure that they're shitting in their boots trying to find out do we have a checkbook that has that much money in it? Because we got to write these people a check. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lance.
No, did you see that story about the U.S. ambassador to Germany getting schooled by all the German people?
No, I didn't catch that.
It was Dave. Did you see that?
No.
It was on RT. So the U.S. ambassador to Germany said to all the German companies, you better heed the president's warning and pull out of Iran or wherever it was, or else you're going to get sanctions. And then all the German parliament and everything else was like, sit down, shut up, don't tell us what to do. You need to learn manners. But they were just beating them up. It was on RT today.
I can't believe nobody comes apart on Nikki Haley at the fucking UN. You know,
oh, that's crazy.
I would tell that fucking, shut your fucking mouth. Nobody gives a flying. Shut up, Nikki. Shut up. You look like
I'll be right back. I gotta go do something here real fast.
All right, man. Make sure you wipe really good.
I was going to say, he's got to go take a dump.
You got 10 minutes, man. Pitch her off quick. Now we got to talk, just us two, man. We haven't done that forever.
Yep. I said that I walked by somebody's desk the other day and they had their Facebook up. And I'm like, oh, you shouldn't leave your Facebook up when you're not at your computer. Because I sat down and changed their status to, I'm going to take a big dump. I'll be right back. Or something along those lines. And then hit send and walked away.
Be right back.
I'm going to top off here. My wife wants to talk to me about something here.
All right, brother. Have a good night, man. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, have a good one, Lance. Jimmy, everybody.
All right, brother.
Everybody in the chat. Take care.
Well, we can go ahead and end it now, too, man. It's only like 9 minutes.
I'm tired of shit. This is the latest I've stayed up a couple of weeks, probably.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get up early and watch sunrise and go to work early. So.
Oh, that's right. You're the boss.
Yep. It sucks, too. I've had to fire 2 people since I've been there. So,
are you serious? For what?
Yeah, but, different reasons. Different reasons.
Man. Are you under a non-disclosure agreement?
Yeah, different reasons. But it sucks, man. I'll tell you what. But we'll see. It's working out well.
Did you hire some hot chicks to replace them?
No. I'm not doing that at work, man. I'll tell you what. I've seen people, there's sexual harassment, especially with that Me Too movement. Man, I don't even make the remotest sexual joke. Somebody will make a joke, and I'll be like, I'll turn around and walk away. I'm like, nah, I don't need any part of that.
Yeah. Who was the idiot that put you in charge, man?
I know, right? Crazy.
Did they vet you, or did you just? I mean, man.
No, they came to me and asked me to do it. So
I didn't get any calls, so evidently you didn't put me down as one of your references.
No. It was all internal. They came to me.
Lance who? I don't know that dude.
That's right.
How the fuck did you get my number? Don't ever call this again.
Oh, last time I got called for a reference, I was like, Gwen, hell yeah, when she showed up to work sober, you could get some work out of that girl.
But you got to check her purse before she goes home.
I'm just kidding.
You got to check her purse before she goes home. She likes to steal silverware, man.
That's right. She steals office supplies, and when she shows up to work sober, man, you get some good work out of her.
Right.
That's how I always start out
for at least 3 hours till the Quaaludes kick in.
Yep.
All right. Go take your power nap. Have a good day at work.
All right, man. Have a good night, everybody. Peace and love, man. Spend some time with somebody. It's the only thing you got to give them.
Right. That's all that matters, man. That's all that matters.
Hey, man. That's the only thing that you'll regret is not spending time with somebody. It won't be that you couldn't get some new toy. It's just that you couldn't spend time with somebody. It's the only thing you'll ever miss.
That's why I tell them make memories.
That's right.
Go make memories, because that's the only thing that's going to be there at the end.
That's right.
All right, man. Tuck yourself in.
All right. Peace and love.
Later, man.
All right, brother.
Okay. So, it's like 5 minutes early. Sorry. Well, we'll try to make it up on the next one. All right. Hey, everybody. What I said in the room earlier and what I said on the mic earlier, I mean that with all of my heart. If you want to know the truth, you better start at Genesis and start reading the Torah, because the Torah is your truth. The first council of Nicaea made up Jesus Christ. He's a culmination of 3 different pagan gods. Go look it up. Yahweh is your only Savior, and you'd better seek his face. Love, peace, and cookies.